Welcome to DataBase channel. As part of the DuckDB Database series, today we are going to do something quite interesting. We are going to understand how can we run SQL on Google Cloud Storage data. So what I mean, you can run any kind of SQL statement on the Google Cloud Storage data stored in GCP. Previously, we have discussed the important features of DuckDB Database, what all sorts of file format it supports, how can we easily query the data on a large volume of data, what all the extensions it has, what are the SQL editors available in the market, and of course the local MCP server so that you can chat in normal plain English. Let's start with today's video. So first of all, we will launch the DuckDB. Now in case you're new to the channel, go to the DuckDB installation page. I will paste all of these links in the description, so don't worry about that. And in this description, you can see there's a platform here. So if you click on arrow, you can download for Linux using the curl command. Same true about Mac OS. And for Windows, the best option is to download the zip file. So I've already downloaded the zip file before. That is for version 1.5.0, but this is the latest version 1.5.2. You can use that. So let me just start the DuckDB. Currently is connected to the in-memory database. First, let's understand what is the prerequisite, because it needs some way, right, to connect to the Google Cloud Storage data. Now there are a few options. So there's an extension, a core extension called httpfs. That is something we can use to browse the data stored on Google Cloud Storage. And the same extension can be also used for S3 API, think about S3 buckets on Amazon Cloud, AWS. The main important thing that you should remember is for plain HTTPS, only file reading is supported. So you cannot write. For object storage using the S3 API, the httpfs extension supports reading, writing, and globing files. And like an extension on DuckDB, you can install and load. But for this one, it's not required because it's already installed. How can we see that? We will see that shortly. So in order to connect using the httpfs extension, we are going to first need the HMAC key. Now, if you're familiar with Google Cloud Storage, HMAC key is used to authenticate the user. And you need to create the secret in the DuckDB after configuring it in the Google Cloud platform. We will see that shortly. And then you can normally query it. Like if it's the CSV file, you can say read underscore CSV. If it's Parquet file, you can say read underscore Parquet. You just need to give the location of that file. So we have already created one bucket in the Google Cloud Storage. This bucket is data view, and inside data view there is another folder called data. Please note we have configured the hierarchical namespace as enable. That's why we can use the folder structure. And this is similar to what we have in Azure and even in AWS. So notice public access is not public. So we need to use some kind of key to get access. Now if we click on this data folder, you can see there is a file called customer100.csv. This is a typical sample file that is freely available on the internet that I'm using. And of course the storage class is standard. So let's first see what error message we will get when we try to browse this file. So we will click on three dots and we will copy the gsutil URI that we are going to use. So if I go and say from, remember no need to use select star, from, and just paste this and click on enter. You will notice that we are getting HTTP 403 forbidden error access denied. Now under the authentication failure, there are few options it suggesting that for OR2 create a secret type GCS bearer token. For HMAC create secret type GCS key ID and secret. What we are going to use for this tutorial is HMAC one. So let's understand first what all extension currently available here. How can you check that? You can give from DuckDB underscore extensions bracket, and then you can see the list of the extensions available here. Now notice that there are two columns, loaded and install. These are the important ones. And install from, again there is something called core. We are going to use httpfs extension that is loaded as well as installed, so we can directly use it. There are other important extensions like delta that can be used to read delta data, and even we have iceberg, mother duck, Parquet, and many others. We are going to see all of these important extensions in the upcoming tutorial. But for today's one, let's focus on httpfs. So you can check the status using DuckDB extensions. There is another one which we can use to check the secret. So if I give secrets, I can see all the secret which we have created before. And currently, no secret has been created. So the first step is we need to create a secret in DuckDB. How? Using this command. And notice the same command we got when we tried to access the data stored on GCP. This one. Alright, so before that we need to create some kind of HMAC key. For configuration of the HMAC keys, you need to go to the settings of the cloud storage. Under the settings, you will see interoperability. So if you click on that, the interoperability APIs allows Google Cloud Storage to interoperate with tools written for other cloud storage systems. This enables you to run migrations to cloud storage and to authenticate both user and service account using HMAC, which is nothing but keyed hash message authentication codes. So it has this endpoint, and there are two types of HMAC. One is the service account HMAC, and another is the user account HMAC. We are going to use the user account HMAC here. You need to first choose the default project. I have already selected mine in case it's not selected, and then we can easily create a key here. So click on create a key, and we have access key and secret generated. Now let's go to the DuckDB and we need to create a secret. So if I go and say create secret, no need to give any name. We just need to give a type as GCS. So I will just say type GCS and key ID and secret needs to be entered. So key ID. So we already have key ID and secret. Let's go and fetch it. So we will just select and we need to add secret as well. And then press on enter. So there is some syntax error because we have not closed the brackets. Alright, so we got success as true and secret has been successfully created. Now how can you verify? Of course we can run again the DuckDB secrets command. And we can see the scope GCS, storage is memory. So once you close the session, the secret will not be there. So in those cases, if you want to save it to a file. We have already seen in the previous tutorials. Great. So it will not show the secret. That's a good thing. It will come as redacted. And now we can query the data quite easily. So just copy this and run it. Give limit as 20 and we can read the data. Now you can do anything, whatever you want. You can write where condition, maybe like email equal to. So anything can be done. We can write even a like condition. Group by. You can do anything. Date function. Great. Now let's add another type of file. So we are going to add, let's go to back to the buckets. And let's upload another file. Okay, so we have a file called sampledata.parquet. Let's upload. The file has been uploaded. Just copy the path, copy gsutil URI, and this time we will say from, and we can read the data like a SQL table. Great. Now let's write an aggregation query this time. Of course, we can use a table as well. So let's create a table from this CTES. So we will say create table and let's give it a name. This is looks like product data. So we will just say product and as, and we can say from, again we will say, and the table has been created. How to confirm? We can write so tables and we can see there is a table called product. Now let's just write a aggregation query. So let's see how many customers are from the east. Okay, so we will say select. So that's just a reason, and we are going to count the customer ID from product group by. and let's say region, and we got the count. Great. So we have seen today how can we use Google Cloud Storage. So hope it's useful. Please like and subscribe the channel. We are going to see lots of other extension in the upcoming videos. Thank you so much. Take care of your health.